President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi delivered a speech via video conference to a virtual G20 summit in India on Wednesday. In his speech to the world's 20 big economies, President al-Sisi stressed the necessity to promote and reform the world economic and financial systems, including initiating vital financial mechanisms and maximizing the benefits from the upcoming mechanisms. President al-Sisi further asserted the importance of reforming policies and practices by multilateral development banks in order to enhance ability to finance according to priorities of developing nations. This is in addition to the significance of containing the problem of growing sovereign debts of developing nations, including middle-income ones. He expressed appreciation to the Indian Prime Minister for organizing the G20 summit, which was held amid international geopolitical escalated tensions, in addition to the continuous repercussions of the successive international economic crises, as well as a retreat in achieving targets of the sustainable development, climate change challenges, and polarization in the international systems. The head of state clarified that the way of international community reacts with the ongoing war in the occupied Palestinian territories was considered a reflection of a selectivity, as the war machine still claimed more lives and caused destruction and displacement despite the escalated international warnings of the necessity of protecting civilians and respecting international law. This is besides the necessity of providing the Palestinian people their legal rights in holding their state and living in peace and security side by side with Israel. He affirmed that the political and military crises being witnessed at the world nowadays intersects with deep economic imbalances, which had its strong negative impacts on economic and social human rights, especially in developing nations. President al-Sisi affirmed that the silence towards the erupted crises would not be any more a choice, adding that waiting and monitoring would not be a solution for confronting probable world geopolitical and economic scenarios. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi held summit talks with Jordan's King Abdullah II in Cairo on Wednesday. During their meeting, the two leaders discussed the latest developments in Gaza in light of the humanitarian truce reached between Hamas and Israel. The truce, which is aimed at exchanging hostages between the two sides, had been mediated by Egypt, Qatar, and the United States. President al-Sisi also reviewed with the Jordanian monarch before his departure prospects of reaching a permanent ceasefire, as well as entering aid safely to the besieged territory. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi hailed on Wednesday the success of mediation that Egypt had conducted along with Qatar and the United States in brokering a humanitarian truce in the Gaza Strip. Presidential spokesman Ahmed Fahmy said President al-Sisi also welcomed the planned exchange of hostages for prisoners held in Israeli jails. Earlier, the president stressed that the state, with all its agencies and institutions, would continue to provide the necessary support to the Palestinian cause at all levels. The head of state further rejected any attempts to liquidate the Palestinian cause. Israel